Sam Witwer tried his best to keep his cool during Star Wars Celebration, but this interview with Screen Rant was so revealing that I had to make a video about it because he is underlining things that I think will shock you. So you need to watch this video till the end because it's pretty fascinating, and we have mentions of the Force Unleashed, aka Starkiller, and the existential dread of Darth Maul in the new show Shadow Lord. What a great interview. Immediately, Sam Witwer says something really interesting. He says, I started 17 or 18 years ago on The Force Unleashed. The team regarding the Maul show is the same group that Sam Witwer has been working on ever since he joined the Clone Wars 16 years ago, so this was after The Force Unleashed. I've been around these folks forever, and they are old friends. So outside of Starkiller, who is, as of right now, Legends, Sam Witwer is literally dropping hints. I mean, after he mentions The Force Unleashed, he says about Matt Mishnowitz, he's our head writer, and he is coming up with all this crazy stuff. You feel like you're in good hands. Is he dropping hints there? Because this isn't the last thing he said about Starkiller. He continues to talk about The Force Unleashed, and it's pretty fascinating when you really read the entire interview. What's interesting is that Brad Rao, who has been in charge of animation and mostly The Bad Batch, which was just fascinating visually and story-wise, Sam said that he is in charge of the whole thing as our filmmaker and on-the-ground Dave Filoni apprentice. So Brad now is one of the Dave Filoni apprentices. I mean, Dave has literally become the emperor, and he is just having apprentices all over. He is not respecting the rule of two. So Sam goes on to talk about, of course, Athena Portillo, but in my mind, what happens next, what he says next is pretty fascinating because he kind of connects Maul and Starkiller with this sentence. He says, I've been playing the character for 15 years. You need to be deeper into the entire process. So I have never been so deep inside Lucasfilm production. It's constant emails and phone calls and meetings and records, and it's very exciting. So what he's talking about here is having to explore Maul's existential crisis, and this is, to me, what connects with Starkiller. Starkiller's entire existence was existential. I mean, he was brought up as a Sith apprentice in the first one, and then you have the clone in the second one. I mean, it's entirely all question marks with Starkiller. Now it seems like they're lending that characteristic from Starkiller and going into Maul. Just listen to what Sam says. He says, Maul knew that the Empire was coming, and he was working for it for a while with Palpatine, but now that he sees it, how does he feel about it? How does he feel about a world where his sworn enemy, the Jedi Knights, are gone? How does he feel about the Jedi now? How does he feel about his whole life? That is basically where we start with the series. And he also commented on the Crimson Dawn, and he said, Crimson Dawn, interesting. Crimson Dawn, might they show up? Who knows? We don't know. I mean, we definitely know Crimson Dawn and Kira will appear in this show for sure. If not season 1, then season 2. And also, let's not forget that we are gonna have a Darth Vader duel. I can feel it in my bones. But what's interesting also, let's get back to Starkiller because this is fascinating. David Collins, who was the audio lead on The Force Unleashed and who played the droid Proxy. You remember that droid who would appear as Obi-Wan and also in one instance, if I'm not mistaken, as Maul too. Listen to this. David Collins is returning from The Force Unleashed and working on Maul Shadow Lord together with Sam Witwer. How is this not a humongous connection? Sam said he's the lead sound artist on Shadow Lord and he might play a character. You never know. There's a weird symmetry between The Force Unleashed and this project in that way. David is very involved in unexpected ways. Come on, like, how is this not a humongous hint that something between The Force Unleashed and Maul Shadow Lord is gonna be connected? I'm going into crazy conspiracy territory here because we might get a Starkiller character back. There's no direct hints to that, but these are big hints. I don't know what to believe anymore. I mean, think of the droid Proxy. If David Collins brings back Proxy, then why couldn't that be a big hit also? In Andor, we got a Starkiller hint. Now we're getting another hint with David Collins and Proxy perhaps, so there's so many clues about Starkiller. It's fascinating, isn't it? Dave Filoni, Brad Rao, and Sam Witwer are up to something, and now David Collins from The Force Unleashed is involved as well. Let me know down below in the comments. I mean, do you think that this is somehow or another involved? And also, let's not forget Maul Shadow Lord is going to feature a lot more returning characters that they're giving giving us hints for, because I think Darth Vader is in their minds for sure. But we can talk about it, of course, on this channel, and sometimes we hit it right, and I think I'm gonna hit exactly all the points that they wanted to talk about, but they couldn't, because, well, what Sam Witwer said was very interesting, and we're gonna hit a couple of points here. First of all, he said Maul is dusting himself off. Right, so what does that mean? This means that ever since he escaped Ahsoka, things might have gone rocky for him because the Republic completely shifted. It changed, became an empire. Sidious is ruling now with an iron fist, and this doesn't mean that the Black Sun, the Crimson Dawn, all of these syndicates are adhering to Maul. So season 1, if we get more than one season, I think that season 1 could be Maul actually taking control, taking power for himself again because of these criminal syndicates, and perhaps they have gotten some ideas in their head and Maul needs to re-establish control. So this might be a lot of fun to see Maul go through what he did in the Clone Wars to take control of Mandalore and to take control of all of these criminal syndicates who think that they are better than each other. My next point I want to make, and I think Sam Witwer could not talk about it, but I could see it all through his face, is that of course, the whole reason for this Darth Maul TV series, animated series, is that he's finally gonna fight Darth Vader. Yes, I think this is 100% going to happen. Whether it's gonna be a short encounter or a long one, I don't really care. I just want to see Darth Vader fight Maul once and for all. I've talked on this channel a lot about being a tragedy that Maul and Anakin never fought during the Clone Wars and the aftermath of Phantom Menace. They never really fought and never got to meet even each other, talk about Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan, never. So Darth Vader and Maul, this is just gonna be fantastic. I mean, think about the dialogue even. Think about the pressure that Maul is going to give to Darth Vader, who is a year after Order 66. He is still fragile. This is not the Darth Vader, established Darth Vader, that doesn't care about anybody. Maul is going to taunt Darth Vader about Obi-Wan, about Palpatine, about Qui-Gon. This conversation is going to be epic. Not only the conversation, but the duel too. So this is a moment of epicness that the fans have been waiting for decades, and yeah, it's coming, my friends. Just wait for it. Now, why isn't Talon anywhere to be seen after this series that is now being formed? She is going to be killed. I think that Talon will die either at the end of season 1 or perhaps season 2, and I think that Darth Vader will be the one to kill her because, well, Darth Vader is gonna face both of them at some point, I think. When Palpatine realizes how Maul is becoming stronger and stronger, this is the time when Vader intervenes, sends Vader after Maul, and this time Vader will not leave anything behind. So again, Maul is seen alive in Rebels, so he will survive this encounter with Vader, but Talon will not. So this is when Maul's aspirations completely come to a screeching halt. We're going to talk about this later on. I want to make this point too. We want more seasons, more than one season, because I'm tired of these one-offs. Yes, Tales of the Jedi, Tales of the Empire, and all these other one-off series are great. They are seen as great content, but I mean, consider the Bad Batch and how great it was because it had more than one season. It was good to see the evolution of these characters. It was good to see how these characters had story arcs, how they evolved. So I want to see Maul, the other side of Darth Maul, because Sam Witwer said that Maul has other aspects that we've never seen before in this series. So this leads me to believe there's going to be more than one season, which I would just love. And of course, if there's a second season, then I think this is when Vader and Palpatine get involved in the second season. This is what happened in Rebels. Vader got involved in the second season, not in the first season, and perhaps this is the way they're gonna do it. The criminal syndicates and the in-war battle, civil war between these crime syndicates is gonna represent the first season, but the second season is gonna be his goal of going up against the Empire, against Palpatine. He is obsessed with revenge, so I think this is when the culmination hits, when Vader finally intervenes. And if, and this is a big if there's a third season, Then we see the complete downfall, where Maul just loses everything, and as we see in Star Wars Rebels, Maul has completely failed, and Talon is nowhere to be seen. We have never seen Talon, so this is why I think that she will die. Maul has also failed with Kira. Let's not forget the Crimson Dawn is present in the Darth Vader 2020 comics, and Kira is at the forefront of the Crimson Dawn, so Kira perhaps circumvents Maul too. So Maul is completely disregarded. As we see in Rebels, he is a lone wolf. He has nobody beside him. This is why he recruits Ezra, and we see the fall down of his whole pseudo-empire that he never had control to begin with. It's essentially the whole series is about an ambitious Zabrak, a failed Sith, a failed crime syndicate, and it's gonna be kind of the tragic story of Darth Maul, a crazy psychopath who could never find his way real. This is why I think the story will be so rich, and I can't wait for this show to be shown to us. So let me know all of your thoughts down below in the comments.